Tuesdays. Today I want to press on with tips on how to write your literature review chapter. There are a few considerations. Firstly, you've got to consider how you will structure your literature review, what you will put in your introduction. Introduction is quite important because literature review is probably the largest chapter in your work, and it is a chapter where an examiner is making an assessment of your intellectual maturity. And therefore, every word counts, every sentence counts. And in your introduction, you want to provide a synopsis of the entire chapter to sort of give light or essence to what the reader can expect in your literature review chapter. And we normally call your introductory chapter a rolling synopsis because it introduces the arguments that you're going to make. It speaks to the journey that you have taken in looking at your literature. It even prepares the reader to expect what aspects of literature or what elements of literature to expect in your work. I usually advise students, and this does not make your supervisor advice obsolete, but I find it's easy to remember the purpose of writing a thesis. It's to contribute to new knowledge, is to provide evidence that you have contributed to new knowledge. And what is the best way to do that than to showcase the knowledge base of your thesis in this literature review chapter? Another consideration to make is the tense that you're going to use for writing your literature review. For instance, if you are writing about leadership and you want to cite an author, tense is important, and the consistency of that tense is important. You could say, Joe Soap argued that, or you could say, Joe Soap argues that. Whatever tense you decide on, you need to stick to that tense in the entire piece, literature review chapter. Another consideration in the introductory remarks, in your rolling synopsis, is to talk about the purpose of the literature review. This is important to you because, and to the reader of course, but it really just makes sure that you are not all over in your discussions. You are sticking to the purpose of writing your literature review, and the purpose could be varied. It could be different purposes for different theses or dissertations. For instance, firstly, you want to provide an intellectual base of your work, the knowledge base of this research you're conducting. The purpose could be to look at the contradictory arguments around the topic of your study, and that's quite important. And I believe all theses should have the contradicting views or the different views around the same issue. In fact, that's quite essential. You also want to demonstrate that you understand this work, you are a master of this particular literature, which makes delimitation important because any established subject will have many different theories. If you are writing about leadership, for instance, there are many theories. There are theories around leadership effectiveness, there are theories around leading in extreme contexts, there are theories around leadership styles, there are theories around leadership archetypes, there are theories around leadership personalities. So it's very important to narrow your scope around a theory, and not just a theory, but a component of that theory, because it's not possible to have one doctorate or one master's dissertation covering all aspects of an established theory. Then another consideration, and that's where we'll end today, is the academic rhetoric and how you frame these arguments. we spend quite a bit of time early in the year talking about argumentation. This is where it matters the most, your academic rhetoric. And I won't cover the details of it now, but just for your consideration, we need to look at technicalities of writing your literature review. And for now, we have said a mouthful, and I hope this information will help you in structuring your literature review until next week. All the best.